Hey guys, today we're here on patch 8.0 Space Marine 2 to talk about the best build setup for Horde mode on the Tactical class. Now, the Tactical class is incredibly strong in any team comp, mainly because of his new team perk, Secure Stockpile, and the power of the Auspex scan in downing triple boss spawns. Triple boss spawns are going to be one of the greatest team wipers this thing has ever seen. The new Siege mode is quite hard, and the fact he makes them die more quickly makes him almost indispensable in a lot of the meta team comps currently. And really, triple hell brutes are kind of overtuned currently, and he makes them die pretty fast. So I just think he is a pretty top tier pick for that alone. Now, I do want to mention this is recorded on the patch 8.0 public test server, so if anything major changes between this and the official release, I'll make a new video, but overall, Saber doesn't really change too much between like their PTS and the official game, so this should be more or less the same. And in the current state of Horde mode, you do have to fight both Tyranids and Chaos and a 5-wave rotation, so we have picked 2 loadouts here, one for Tyranids, as you can see here, and one for Chaos, and I will go over both of these in a second. So first of all, we're going to talk about the Stalker Bolt Rifle. Stalker Bolt Rifle is one of the best weapons in the game to fight Zoanthropes and Neurothropes, and Neurothropes especially are very dangerous in siege mode. If you do not have a proper weapon to deal with them, your team is stuck like pretty much sitting out of their giant wave range. Otherwise, you will pretty much get disrupted into like double Karn effects on top of things like a Lictor or a Ravener. They are super brutal, and this will kill them pretty efficiently even without an Auspex scan. It does a tremendous amount of headshot damage, and it synergizes very well with the perk Acuity. Now, as far as our perk setup here goes, I just go for headshot damage and capacity all the way into recoupment. Killing a Majoris level or higher enemy with a headshot with this weapon restores 1 armor segment, cooldown is 15 seconds. Now, the tactical class is a little squishier in siege mode than he is in operations, mainly because in siege mode the game is just significantly harder than operations, and he can't nuke down literally everything like he can in operations, so having a bit of armor restore is just super valuable to him here. Also, I want to mention that we do take the perk Plasma Boost here for our secondary, the Plasma Pistol, mainly because the Plasma Pistol is really good at killing Biovores. It can do full damage to them on their turret, and I just build for full ammo capacity for that reason, because more ammo is usually more important than like a rate of fire or something on this weapon, because you don't really pull it out too often unless you're trying to like kill some guys. And also the Plasma Pistol here, the AoE gun strike of this in the siege mode especially is super valuable. It is also bugged and will occasionally heal you. That's like a little added benefit if you really don't care about that kind of stuff. But overall, Plasma Pistol is just super good for the AoE gun strike, and that is super valuable and will do a ton of damage to multiple Majoris and even Extremis in front of you. Now, I do want to mention that the variant I pick of the Stalker Bolt Rifle here is the magazine capacity variant, mainly because magazine capacity is just far more useful to me than having like an extra rate of fire, let alone firepower. It does pretty much nothing. I've never noticed like a serious breakpoint change with the firepower variant here, but you could take these 2 options, because with the perk choice we have here of Emperor's Vengeance, we aren't really suffering at all in terms of ammo economy, so you can really pick whatever you want. I just put this one as a little bit more valuable than the others. And as for our melee weapon, again, you have 2 choices here, or really 3. You could take the block version of the Relic tier, or just the Artificer one for the speed. I think this one is overall better. Or you can take fencing. Either way, any type of weapon on the tactical class is going to benefit from the Auspex parry of Battle Focus here, and it'll let you nuke guys down. I do think the Chainsword is more valuable in its fencing variant versus Chaos, mainly because Zangors are very deadly, and the synergy of gun strikes with the carbine we'll have in a second will synergize very well with Gunstrike Reload. But overall, you can really pick whatever you want on the Chainsword. It's kind of hard to go wrong, because Tactical really is that strong in melee. He really is one of the best melee classes, all because of 1 perk. And as far as the perk tree setup goes, I just take this, just go into damage, and I take Extremis Slayer. Alternatively, you can go up here for Majoris Slayer if you really want to, and I always take Full Throttle for the skip, and I'll put a link to the Full Throttle skip video I made in the thing up here. Now, I also want to talk about the fact that the Bolt Carbine here, we take this for Chaos because because the bolt carbine is just way more valuable versus chaos. The way chaos kills you in this game is that they will chip you down with like consistent range fire. It's very rare they'll do like a full on burst to you. They do it sometimes, like things like melee terminators, but overall you're far more the far more beneficial thing to pick here is just taking your bolt carbine and blasting guys in the face and getting your CHP back more efficiently. And like I said before, the gunstrike reload here really benefits from having the fencing chainsword right here. This is what I take. And also, I want to mention that I just build this way. I go down here, I take home precision because equipped weapons maximum spread decreases by 50% when firing without aiming. And when we take the accuracy variant, our accuracy in hip fire makes us pretty much a laser beam, and we can take the full ammo reserve variant because, again, magazine capacity in this game I find to be the most beneficial because the best way to get your CHP back in Space Marine 2 is to keep shooting the enemy, and the larger of a magazine you have, the more you can shoot them in the face and get your contested health back. So I just put this as a very valuable pick. Now, as for our perks, these are the same for both setups. I take Plasma Boost because Plasma Boost just works with our secondary across both classes, or excuse me, across both loadouts, and Plasma Boost is just a really good perk. It also makes our Plasma Pistol more efficient overall, and really the Plasma Pistol alone is reason enough to take the Plasma Boost in my opinion, because balanced distribution, this makes us lose damage on our secondary, and I've never really seen the 10% damage increase matter all that much on Bolt Carbine or the Stalker Bolt Rifle, and Crack and Penetrator rounds. This does double the penetration on our Bolt Carbine, but does pretty much nothing for our Stalker Bolt Rifle, so overall, that's why I picked Plasma Boost. Heightened Vigor is the next perk I took. After a perfectly timed parry, block, or dodge, you deal 10% more melee and gunstrike damage. You do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. No knockback in this game will save you from things like Lictor Slaps, lets you get gun strikes off, lets you get like a melee attack in and shoot other guys. It's just super valuable. This is one of the best versions of this perk in the entire game, so I pretty much always pick this. Same thing with Emperor's Vengeance. This is just more ammo. Super famous perk. Most people already know what this does. You just kill a Majoris level or higher enemy, and you get your primary weapon's ammo back by 1 magazine every 30 seconds. Super incredible perk. Now, the Secure Stockpile Team perk. Equipment charge is restored by 1 for all squad members. Cooldown is 60 seconds. This is a new perk. This perk is honestly kind of broken. I'm not sure if they're going to keep it 60 seconds for the official release of the patch 8.0, but even if this perk is like 90 seconds or even 2 minutes, it is still an incredible perk because that is a 2 minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 60 second multi-bomb, whatever it may be, and melt-a-bombs are OP in the siege mode currently because there are just so many enemies, and this will stack on top of whatever equipment charge or equipment recharge your teammates already have. Super goated perk, absolutely god tier, always take this. And the next perk here is Vital Data. Scanning an Extremis or Terminus level enemy restores Auspex scan charge by 50%. There are so many Terminus and Extremis enemies in the siege mode of this game that this is just proccing all the time. I don't think this is that valuable in operations, but in the siege mode, super, super valuable pick. Same thing with Battle Focus, probably like one of the best perks, top 2 perk in the whole game. A perfectly timed parry or block. It gives the parried enemy a mark from Auspex scan. Combine that with Concentrated Fire to give us the additional 120% damage, and we are just blasting anybody that would dare fight us. As far as the signature perk goes, Radiating Impact is like the no-brainer here because a melee finisher deals additional significant area of effect damage in a 10-meter radius. Cooldown is 90 seconds. There are so many enemies in siege mode that sometimes you will kill like 4 Extremis at once with this perk, and this also deals tremendous boss damage. Pretty much a goated perk, and really Marked for Death is super not valuable in the siege mode just because of how many enemies there are. As far as the prestige perks go, pretty simple pick. I just take Acuity for more headshot damage. Yeah, it's almost a no-brainer. It's like the best perk in this whole tree. Then I would take Resilience for Medicae Stims, restoring us 40% more health. And then I would take Fortitude, and I would take Spare Power or Skill Supplier, depending on what you want. Mainly because it is easier for us to get back ammo boxes or our ability charge by ammo box because we can actually buy ammo boxes in the siege mode. Second Look does nothing for us with Concentrated Fire because you never miss a Concentrated Fire. It just puts an area on the ground for your Auspex scan. So really this does absolutely nothing for us. Skilled Supplier good perk. Just overall, we don't really struggle for ammo with Emperor's Vengeance to begin with, but if you want to take this and then pick something less ammo efficient like Emperor's Judgment for automatic recharge or reloads, excuse me, you certainly can. And Fortitude, health increases in this game, super goated, super valuable, probably the best perk in this tree besides Acuity. Always take this. So my preferred pick: Acuity, Spare Power, Resilience, Fortitude, or Acuity, Skill Supplier, Resilience, Fortitude. And that's really all there is to it on the builds for Tactical. Bull Carbine can really be taken for both Chaos or Tyranids if you want. Some people prefer Plasma, and if you're in a team, I think you certainly can take Plasma. If you do want to take Plasma, you can set it up like this, and really you don't have to change pretty much anything. The only reason I don't like taking Plasma here over the Stalker Bolt Rifle is that we get no benefit out of the Acuity perk, and Plasma is not super good against Neurothropes, and the Stalker Bolt Rifle is far more valuable for that reason. Plasma will, however, do serious AoE damage to a lot of guys, though I do think that, like, with the removal of one of his charge up perks for his charge shot that they did like a patch ago, this weapon has fallen off a little bit. But Stalker Bolt Rifle, still really good. Plasma, still really good. Bolt Carbine, still really good. Hard to go wrong with any of these weapon choices. And really, it's not the personal preference. You don't have to play meta all the time, because at the end of the day, this game's for fun. It's a team game. It's not that hard. Siege mode is pretty deadly at times, but overall, pick what you want. It's your gameplay. It's your class. And if you want to take something like a heavy bolt rifle, bolt carbine, or excuse me, bolt rifle, or auto bolt rifle, you are certainly free to do that. And even the Melt-A-Gun, though I don't think the Melt-A-Gun is that good overall, it's still a decent pick just because of the amount of enemies you are fighting in the Horde mode. As for anything else on this build, I would say if you want to take a knife, you can. I would just go block knife, because block knife is just the best version of the knife. Shadow stab is pretty good. I just think we get more value out of the chain sword, mainly because of things like swift recovery, heavy attacks restore 100% more contested health. This is some of the best CHP regen you can get in melee in the entire game. Really, like, the only straight up good CHP regen you can get. And besides that, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say about this build. If you're building for Plasma, pretty much just keep it the same. His build setups might be a little limited currently, just because his perks are kind of set up in a funky way. If they do change the way that loadouts work to actually allow you to have perk changes between them in the upcoming update or the official update for patch 8.0, you can pick some different perks here between like the Bolt Carbine, or swap between these, because you don't really have to take Plasma Boost. You could build for like a heavy bolt pistol versus Tyranids. I just think that currently this is the best build setup to catch both Chaos and Tyranids. So you just take these for the Tyranids, you get the full benefit out of your perk tree, and you swap to Chaos every 5 waves and get the full benefit out of your perk tree still, because you still get the benefits from Acuity on the Bolt Carbine and the Stalker Bolt Rifle, and they're both really, really top tier builds. And honestly, I think the Bolt Carbine is the best weapon versus Chaos, period, on this class. Anyways, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about the comments below. Excuse me, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and thank you to my channel members for all the support. Peace.